This video is sponsored by you. Yeah, you can do me a solid simply by following my next RPG book, Under the Shadow of Hellfast Spire. A dungeon, setting, monsters, classes, magic items, and more, all packed into a boldly illustrated zine for Shadowdark, but of course adaptable to any D20 fantasy role-playing game. More info and a tiny sample through the link below. Now on to the video. I honestly don't know if this is obvious or not, but I'm a pretty anxious guy. When I appear relaxed and like a laid-back dude, it's because I've spent a lot of time beforehand in my head going over and over and over and over every possible worst-case scenario and many impossible worst-case scenarios until I inevitably reach the same old conclusion that, no, Bob, of course this situation won't actually be that bad. And this survival skill to overthink ad nauseum every situation has been extremely helpful in my journey as a dungeon master, running role-playing games like D&D, where I've had to improvise and essentially perform, even in high-pressure scenarios, like sessions where the players paid about $5,000 to get in, and the one time I prepared to run a session for the one and only Matthew Mercer. That's a story for another time. In this little video, I just want to break down how any game master, but especially my nervous new guys out here, can overcome our nerves by embracing them in a thought experiment I'm choosing to call I Am the Worst Dungeon Master. Part 1. I am the worst dungeon master because I assume my players' motivations. Why would I ask my players what they like about role-playing games? Duh. They want to play D&D for the exact same reasons I do, with no deviation whatsoever. I mean, yeah, I know there's technically 3 well-established pillars of role-playing games. You got combat, you got social interaction, you got exploration, often including puzzles, but like, we all know which one of those 3 pillars is objectively the most fun part of the game. So that's the main part I focus on during my prep. That's the only part I try to learn about in videos and blogs, and that's the part shining through when I run the game. The crazy thing, I'll admit, is how about 2/3 of my players always seem kinda distracted during the best parts of the game, but like, if you can't pay attention, that's your problem. Maybe I should like punish their characters in-game when they're not participating. 2. I'm the worst dungeon master because I always stick to my plan. Yeah, like I'm not a professional writer, I guess, but I've been making my own stories for as long as I can remember. Back in school, thankfully, I had some teachers who could understand the depth of my work, and these days I just love writing worlds and adventures for my players to, experience. It's a role-playing game, after all, and what better roles could they ask for than to be part of such a vivid story with deep lore and, if I may say myself, a genius plot. They are never gonna see it coming when the character who nudged them onto this quest and was so supportive along the way has not only been working for the main villain, but, well, I really shouldn't reveal anymore, but it's part of a hive mind. Oh, I got a whole monologue ready to go. What a ride my players get to enjoy, as long as they don't keep trying to like impose their agency on the direction of the campaign. But my backstory is so annoying. 3. I'm the worst dungeon master because I know what the dice are really for. They're great for making noises, they're great for making players think something is random. Like the other guy said, I got the story right up here, so those little math rocks are fine for making the players feel like we're letting fate decide how exciting. But no, the fact is, D&D is so much more than a game to me. I'm taking this stuff seriously. I don't need little trinkets to tell me the best outcome for our story. 4. I am the worst dungeon master because the only thing more important than my story is every goddamn rule in the book. The audacity, the arrogance, the dishonesty even, when a player wants to bend the rules of the game we all agreed to play because it might be a little more fun if we tried. Buddy, this is our contract, okay? If we can't adhere to these rules, if the rules don't matter, then I don't have any real power over you. 5. I'm the worst dungeon master because the only thing I care about less than everyone having fun is all the rules in this giant book. Have you seen this thing, dude? It's a textbook. Like, what am I, back in school? Are you gonna be mad if I don't do my homework and all your characters die because I didn't do death saves right? You're not like my boss, bro, and neither is this stupid book. 6. I'm the worst dungeon master because I perfectly balance every encounter. Precision, calibration, average damage per round. These are the tools of my trade, the weapons in my arsenal that keep the party alive for exactly as long as I need them to be. Sure, it takes me hours poring over the charts of monster difficulty rating, and well, that was before I found a subscription service that works most of the time and only costs as much as the snacks I would otherwise provide for my players. But we need this in order to keep the game alive. And 7. I'm the worst dungeon master because I'm always ready to save the party from danger. You wouldn't believe this, but in like session 1 or 2 of my last campaign, just starting out, right? These burgeoning heroes, supposed to be the protagonists of this narrative, start threatening the corrupt guard right in the middle of a cutscene and turn it into a tavern brawl. They weren't supposed to avenge the tavern keeper's family and take down this guard until Act 2, because he's way more powerful than them, and well, but at the end of the day, I was able to tweak a few things in my notes and just move up the introduction of Maximus Pontifex, captain of the Green Eagles, savior of the realm. With his twin-bladed sword of twilight dragon steel, Maximus Pontifex frightened away the guard, for now, and thus saved the party from themselves. Like, are you kidding me? And not to repeat what the other guy said, but the fact that they keep trying to control what happens next, or, oh, we want to collaborate and build the world together. Okay, well, I'm the dungeon master, and if you don't like how I run the game, then you can... Hey, wait, I mean, Maximus Pontifex calls out, "Halt, peasant." Okay, we could probably go on for a while, and I'm positive some of you already have in the comments, so please leave a comment down below. I am the worst dungeon master because blank. An important reminder, this isn't intended for venting about bad DM experiences. It's for showing that as long as you can avoid some obviously silly behaviors, you and your players are gonna have a pretty great time. Being anxious about running a role-playing game is very normal for beginners and normal for a lot of experienced GMs too, yours truly. It just means you care and you want the game to go well. But like so many other things in life, getting over that mindset is about loosening up and following the fun every step of the way. And today, you're gonna wanna follow the fun right through this brilliant segue over to the pre-launch page for Under the Shadow of Hellfast Spire. I should have a physical prototype by the end of the month, but here's some quick teaser shots of the artwork. I freaking love this Necromancer by Simon Underwood, and I'll be revealing more about the book's actual contents as the Kickstarter approaches, because I'm very excited for you to check it out. And like I said before, just following the page helps on Kickstarter. So thank you and my patrons and my members for making this video and this new zine possible. Keep building.